Today we're looking at the PUPGSIS T12 unique gaming audio mixer. So let's check it out. So with the PUPGSIS comes the user manual, which has lots of good information in it. You also get a USB-C/A cable to USB-C to plug in to the back here. I'm just using another one that I already had. And you also get an audio aux cable, TRS to TRS. And of course, you get the mixer itself. So right now, the audio that you're hearing is going directly into the PUPGSIS via XLR, and I am monitoring my own audio and computer audio through the headset port here on the back. As you can see, we have RGB that has lots of different settings you can use, and you can also hold the LED button to turn it off entirely. Right now we are in chat mode, which is just normal voice. If we go to Pro, we have some interesting reverb, and song is some interesting reverb, but they are very similar. There's just a very slight difference. But we'll go back to chat. Also, for some additional features, we have some auto tune that will allow us to go through A, through E flat, the whole scale range, and we can cycle those up and down. And if we're done, we can go back to chat. Also, my mixer came with an update sheet inside that tells about a new update to the electric button. You can press and hold it to turn on loopback mode, which will basically send your computer audio back into the mixer that you can then go out through your output as well. So just a little bit of extra functionality there. We also have a voice changer that allows us to go through male, female, robot, monster, baby, and older. Let's take a listen to each of those.
Here is the female sound.
Here is the robot sound.
Here is the monster sound.
Here is the baby sound.
Here is the older or elder sound.
And here is the male sound. Also, when you click each of these buttons, there's a little voice that tells you what mode you're changing into.
Which is a little bit annoying because it takes a little bit of extra time, but it's not that big of a deal. Over here on the left, you can see we have our sliders that adjust our input and output volumes. This left one is the XLR. This mic 2 is the 3.5 millimeter input microphone levels. This one is the computer output and Bluetooth output volumes. So if you have Bluetooth mode on to connect to your phone, you can play music or sounds or whatever. And this controls the volume input of the Bluetooth. And this also controls the PC volume output. I discovered that the hard way by thinking that it wasn't working when this was just all the way off. Also, we have our mute buttons. So if I go ahead and mute, you obviously couldn't hear me because it was muted. And then up here, we have our monitoring channels for mics 1 and 2. So by default, each of these lights are off, which means that the monitoring is activated, which is a little bit backwards to me, but it's not a big deal. So right now I'm hearing myself through my microphone input, which is helping me make sure that my levels are good. And if I click that, now I'm no longer hearing my own voice through my headphones. And this volume knob controls the volume of the headphones. And on the front, we have 2 headphone outputs. If you have 2 people that need to monitor audio, like for a podcast setting. And on the back, we have XLR input, a 3.5 millimeter input, a headset in and output. If you have a headset that has its own microphone built in, you can use that for input and output of that. And then we have a auxiliary in if you have a 3.5 millimeter input that you want to feed in to here. And we also have a line out if you want the output to go to a set of speakers or something like that. Down here, we also have 4 custom soundboard buttons that allow us to record and output soundboards. So I have a couple set here already. A Rickroll, and we got a meme sound. And to record a sound, you just press and hold the button until it says start recording. It'll say start recording in your headphones. It doesn't say that on the output that everybody else hears. That's just on the monitor output into your headphones. And then you have 30 seconds to record something. It will record your microphone input and also the PC input that goes into the mixer, which is how I got the Rickroll. Moving back over to the other side, we have phantom power if you have a microphone that requires phantom power. We also have a pad option. So here's the functionality of the pad button. If you're using a condenser microphone, then it says to have it on. But basically what the pad does is it reduces your gain so that it doesn't distort as easily. And for Bluetooth mode, it's a simple press to turn on Bluetooth mode. I've already connected my phone, so it's a solid light. It'll be blinking if it's in pairing mode. And to put it into pairing mode, you just press and hold the Bluetooth button, and you can play music or whatever with that, and adjust the volume with this slider. So again, you've been listening to the audio quality this entire time, just with my F-Deuce SL40 microphone. So how does it sound? I think it sounds pretty good. One more thing to note about this mixer is that it does seem to have a little bit of built-in noise reduction. So if you're looking for absolutely raw audio, I don't think this is the option for you. But for me, I think it'll be very useful because the noise reduction that I use in OBS doesn't sound great for when I'm streaming. So there's my review and initial impressions of the PUPGSIS T12. I hope this video was helpful.
This is awesome. This actually works for what I need. And also what they did as a bonus for me. This one, I just wanted this. I got a microphone. Sorry for the noise. But yes, I got a brand new microphone and everything else with it. So this is actually awesome. I think it was a young lady I was corresponding with, and she was very positive. It was very awesome. I appreciate her. She really didn't want me to give up. They really stand by their products, and I see why. Because I don't want to point at the one I got before, but the one I had before that, well, I can't even find that. That's how, oh, it's under the box. And this was the first one I started with. That's still working, but it's all everything else. The one I got to replace the one I had to get for this one, because the one I got before was messed up. It wasn't. I'm gonna be using this basically. Let's put it like this. I'd return the other one, but I can't, so I'm gonna give it to my brother, and I'm gonna use this one. Thank you very much to the company. I appreciate you, and here you go. You get 5 stars from me, just because of the service. You were like, hey, no, this is a good product. We stand by it. Let me show you. Bam. And you worked with me. We corresponded a lot, so it was pretty cool. And I didn't reach out to them. They reached out to me. They wanted to make this right. So, good company. They want to make it right. They stand behind their products. 5 stars.
2, 3, testing. 1, 2, 3. Yes, this is a very, very good interface. Took me weeks of trying other interfaces, from the Vocaster 2 to the Vocaster itself, the Mano, and some other ones that were a couple of $100. But after saying, you know what, for 30 some bucks, it's got 4-star reviews, let me try this one. This is my 5th one, and out of every dollar I spent, I can say it's well worth it, and I'm almost considering getting another one for backup.
Here we go. Still brand new in the box. This mixer is actually really fun for live streams. I've actually used the same one in the past, and it works really well. So I can tell you without even opening it, this is actually a solid product, and it's super cheap for just messing around with live streams. And that will get the job done for sure.